that Castle Crashers is actually inside the webcam again. So now I actually have a webcam on top of the scene. Now, a cool tip that I want to show you guys is if you hold down, you have to be in the edit scene mode. So see this little edit scene button down here? You want to make sure you're in the edit scene mode. You're going to hold down the Alt key and grab the edge, and you can drag it in. See how I'm cropping it? Face in there as possible without the surrounding information. So that way we're just not taking up a lot of the screen real estate. On top. So this is probably the default live stream that most of you guys see. And what I can do is during loading screens, I can go ahead and just click full webcam. And it'll switch back to me in full frame. Now I apologize for the lag, guys. Again, I'm doing this on a VM. On your computer, it's not going to be that lag. Face in there as possible without the surrounding information. That way we're just not taking up a lot of the screen real estate. So this is probably the default live stream that most of you guys see. And what I can do is during loading screens, I can go ahead and just click full webcam. And it'll switch back to me in full frame. Now I apologize for the lag, guys. Again, I'm doing this on a VM. On your computer, it's not going to be that lag. Face in there as possible without the surrounding information. That way we're just not taking up a lot of the screen real estate. So this is probably the default live stream that most of you guys see. And what I can do is during loading screens, I can go ahead and just click full webcam. And it'll switch back to me in full frame. Now I apologize for the lag, guys. Again, I'm doing this on a VM. On your computer, it's not going to be that lag. Face in there as possible without the surrounding information. That way we're just not taking up a lot of the screen real estate. So this is probably the default live stream that most of you guys see. And what I can do is during loading screens, I can go ahead and just click full webcam. And it'll switch back to me in full frame. Now I apologize for the lag, guys. Again, I'm doing this on a VM. Now I apologize for the lag. Guys, again, I'm doing this. Now I apologize for the lag. Guys, again, I'm doing this. Now I apologize for the lag. Guys, again, I'm doing this. So now I can talk hotkey on this one to control 1. See, it's control +1. And then I'm going to set my hotkey on the second one. Control 2. So now, while I'm inside of the game, so I'm going to go back. So now I can talk key on this one to control 1. And then we're going to go back to OBS. And then I'm going to set my hotkey on the second one. So now when you're inside of the game, you can literally just do the hotkey. So now, while I'm inside of the game, OBS interface, so now I can talk while you're in the game. Just be careful not to set hotkeys that conflict with the game you're playing, because that could create issues. All right, so the next step is now we need to set it up to live stream. We're going to start with YouTube, and then we'll move over to Twitch. So what you want to do is go up to settings and then select settings. I know that's a little redundant. And then you have a whole bunch of options over on the left side of the screen. You have general, encoding, broadcast settings, video, audio, hotkeys, so on and so forth. There are a lot of options in here. Don't let it overwhelm you. So what we want to start with is encoding. Now under encoding options, the default is going to be 1,000 kilobytes per second. Now, what you want to do is figure out how much upstream bandwidth you have. So I recommend going to a site like speedtest.net and conducting a speed test to figure out how much upload bandwidth you have. Then, because you're going to be playing a game, factor in that you're probably going to need some of that bandwidth for the game itself. So dial it back by about a quarter. And what I usually recommend if you have the bandwidth for it is no less than 2,500 kilobits per second for 1080p at 30 frames per second, or no less than 2,000 at 720p, just from my own experience. But if you can get up to 3,500, it's going to look amazing. So for my upstream, I'm going to go ahead and set it at 3,000 kilobytes per second, roughly 3 megabit. Okay, now I'm going to go down to broadcast settings, and you can see right here, mode live stream or file output only. If you set it to file output only, it will just save a local copy to the hard drive. So if you're recording like a Let's Play video or something like that, you can totally use this to do that. You don't have to live stream. You can also record locally and live stream at the same time, so you have a physical copy locally on your system. It's actually a very versatile software. So we're going to go ahead and set it back to live stream. And then down here you can see streaming services. There's a whole list. There's Twitch, Vaughn, Good Game, Daily Motion, YouTube. I mean, you can stream to all of these places with OBS. We're going to set it to YouTube/YouTube Gaming. And then what you're going to see down here in the fourth box is play path or stream key. Now, this is the most important part of the whole live streaming process. Now, to get that key, you have to go log into your YouTube account and you have to open up the dashboard. Now, you can see here in my dashboard, I have under live streaming, I have Stream Now, which is in beta, but you can use it. And you also have events. And if you click on events, you can actually schedule an event for a certain time, set up all the parameters, the thumbnails, the video description, everything, and then go live immediately when you want that event to start. If you want to just start live streaming to your audience now without any of that crap, just click Stream Now and then set a thumbnail. Just click Change Thumbnail and set it to whatever you want the thumbnail to be for your viewers. Give it a title. I'm just saying shooting a tutorial video for you guys. Give it a description and a category. You can also go over and enable monetization, cards. You can set up your stream options. There are a lot of options in here, but the most important one for live streaming down here is the one you can't see. This is your stream key. Now, what you have to do is click the reveal button, which I'm not going to do because if I show you guys my stream key, that gives you access to stream on my channel. So what you're going to want to do is click reveal and then copy the contents of this box into the stream key box inside of OBS. This is important. Once you put your stream key in this box and you apply the settings, when you start live streaming, it will go to your channel. There's no usernames or passwords. You just use the stream key. Now, again, guys, I cannot stress how much you need to protect that stream key. Do not ever let that slip on stream. Do not ever tweet it out. Don't email it, nothing. That stream key will give somebody complete access to stream on your channel. And that's why you'll notice in most programs, they protect it even when you paste it with a series of dots to mask it. Now, another setting I recommend changing is down here where it says file path. I would change that from FLV to MP4, both above and below right here. And the reason being is, all right, so see right here, mode, it will do the motion. You can see here in thumbnail, just click change thumbnail, shoot. And most important, click reveal, usernames or passwords. You just use the stream key. Now, tweet it out, don't email. That's why here where it says file path, I would change that from FLV to MP4, both above and below right here. And the reason being is Windows 10 at least has a hard time playing back the Flash video files with the default built-in media player, but MP4 files play everywhere. So by setting that extension, it just works. You'll also notice that we have some warnings below. It says your OBS settings are not optimized for YouTube. Please use the following. Go to advanced settings and set the keyframe interval of 4 seconds. So we want to go to advanced settings and find keyframe interval, and we want to set that to 4. It's nice that it gives you these little tips, honestly. Now you can see it back at broadcast settings. We no longer have that warning. Now you click on video. Right now it's already set up exactly how I want it. It's going to live stream at 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. But if you want, you can stream at 60 frames per second, or you can drop it back to 1280 by 720 if you don't have a lot of upload bandwidth, or you want to do 60 frames per second and 1080p can't handle it, either because of your system or your internet connection. I recommend that you play with all of these settings. Go to your encoding, play with the bit rate. Make sure you get a bit rate where you're not dropping packets, and we'll talk about that here in a little while. And then make sure that you have a video and we'll talk about that here in a little while. And then make sure that you have a video quality that your users want. Honestly, 1280 by 720 is going to be crisper than 1080p at a lower bit rate because you're not going to have all those compression artifacts. So figure out what you can do comfortably and feel out your viewers. Also, and make sure that they're enjoying the stream and that the content is good. And if they're giving you feedback and you're seeing a lot of people say, oh, the video's skipping, the video's chugging, then go back and reevaluate those settings. It is a little bit of trial and error depending on internet connection and system performance. All right, for the purpose of this live stream, I'm going to leave it at 1080p. Now, all of the other settings down here, like audio, I'm just going to leave on default because I already have my microphone mapped as my default device. But you can also go in and change these to whatever you want depending on your configuration. So if you have like USB headphones plugged in or a USB microphone, you can select those explicitly if they're not just working for you. Okay, so at this point, we are set up and ready to live stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm